Hey, what's going on guys? Welcome back to To Be Determined. Today we are on Hypixel SkyBlock and we are going to be testing out all of the skeleton armor that you can drop in dungeons. We're going to test it outside of dungeons and then we're going to add a set to our museum and test that set inside of dungeons. So if you do enjoy, please remember to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and let's jump into the video. Alright, so today we are going to be buying the Skeleton Lord armor set. That is our last set that we don't have in our museum. That is from the skeleton line of armor. And you can see that all of these pieces were obtained on floor 7. So Skeleton Lords are only found on floor 7. So we're going to test how good their armor is. Outside of dungeons, I don't expect it to be that good, especially considering you have to have beaten floor 7 to be able to use it. But it cost me about 700,000 coins to buy the set, as you just saw. So let's go test it out. Now this set has a full set bonus called Dungeon Lord. It gains 5 strength and 10 crit damage every minute spent in the dungeon. And seeing as it's a skeleton set, I'm going to be using a bow and arrow with it. We're also going to use a griffin pet just to see how much damage we deal with this setup. And here's the moment of truth. 141,000, is that what that said? 129? Okay, 141. That is not bad at all. If we swap to our hot crimson gear with a juju, we currently deal 194,000. So it's about a 50,000 loss from my usual. But still, it is not bad at all. That is some good damage. That's a lot better than I expected, honestly. I didn't think it'd get over 100k. Now, with a melee weapon, our Reaper Scythe, we do 238,000, 254,000. So that's about a 100,000 loss from our Crimson set. But this is not bad at all, especially considering the price. Now, we are going to test this in dungeons in a little bit. But right now, we're going to go grab all of our other skeleton armors from our museum and see how their damage compares to the Skeleton Lord set. So we're not going to do the Skeletor set today. That's kind of a separate thing. Skeletor is a little different than most skeleton armors, but we are going to test out the Skeleton Master gear, the Skeleton Soldier gear, Skeleton Grunt armor, and I think that's it. We could do Bouncy gear, but we did a video on that one pretty recently, and its ability is more for dealing damage to multiple mobs than for single mobs. The rest of these armor sets are made for dealing damage to single mobs. The Skeleton Master set increases the damage you deal with arrows by 5%, and the full set increases it by 25%. So let's go ahead and pop this on and see how well it does with our Juju. 151k, 136k, so it's about the same, 152k to 130k, compared to our Skeleton Lord gear, which is 130k, 141k. So it's a little bit better, I would say. But I would say Skeleton Master is probably better just because of the armor set bonus. But let's see how it fares compared to Skeleton Soldier gear. 141k with Skeleton Soldier, 155k on that hit, 143k. So the armor set for Skeleton Soldier, it actually has the exact same bonus as Skeleton Master. Increases the arrow damage you deal with arrows by an extra 25%. So honestly, it does seem like pretty much the same damage, but it's probably just the stats on the gear are different. Most of this set I have Fierce on, then I have Light on the chest plate. Most of this set I did not have Fierce on, so that's probably the reason. If we'd have had Fierce on the Skeleton Master set, I think it would be quite a bit better than Skeleton Soldier. So let's go ahead and test that out real quick. We're gonna change all of the reforges on these to Fierce. Alright, the other thing I just noticed after changing all these to Fierce is that this Skeleton Lord set is epic and all my other sets here are legendary. So it is not the best it could possibly be, but now that it is completely Fierce, the damage output is a bit higher. It's about a 10k increase it looks like, so not too bad. Now if we swap back to the Skeleton Master set, let's see how much it does now. 153, 154, 154, 151, 154. So it seems to be doing around 150. There was a 170, another 170, so that definitely helped changing it to Fierce. But let's try it against the Skeleton Soldier set again. We're kind of going to go through all these all over again because they weren't on Fierce before, so we couldn't see their full potential. But they're doing 161k, 161k, 162k, 147k, 144k, 157, 143, 44. That damage output has definitely increased by a bit, but really the difference between Skeleton Master and Skeleton Soldier isn't that big. Let's see how Skeleton Grunt does. This set does not have that ability of the full set bonus. It just has the individual armor piece ability. So it should be a bit lower. There we go, 134k, 135k. This is definitely a bit worse. So the step up from skeleton grunt to skeleton soldier is a bit more noticeable, but from skeleton soldier to skeleton master, it is not that big of a difference. But let's go see how the skeleton lord set fares in dungeon. We're gonna run a floor 3 because I need a few more floor 3 completions for a video that I'm gonna do later. So we're gonna be using our full skeleton lord set with our 5-star precise juju sword bow, which has Soul Eater 1. Let's go ahead and drop off the rest of these armor sets real quick. I don't want them clogging up my inventory too much. And we can compare it to this Maxor set. The Maxor set should be way better. You can also star these sets. They currently use Undead Essence for a 2% increase outside of dungeons and a 10% increase inside of dungeons. But I'm not going to do that because I don't want it to have too much of an impact. But we do have 5 stars on most of our Maxor sets, so there will be a big difference in that part. But Maxor is just going to be better anyways. Alright, so we are going to be using our Tiger Pet for this, just to see how good that DPS is. But we are duping Archer, so we're not going to have that extra bonus. But we'll see how well it does. I think we should be able to one-shot most of these mobs pretty easily. But you never know, we might get owned. The main thing will be how bad our defense is. But yeah, we one-shot. Oh yeah, we destroy. We do take a little bit of damage. I just lost half a heart to an undead skeleton. I'm gonna go ahead and blood rush and we'll see how we do. Okay, the damage isn't terrible, but here we go. Now we got a shadow assassin. Let's see how that goes. Oh man, he actually hurts a lot. So that damage chain is not that great on this floor. I mean, we're on floor 3. They don't have that much health. The main thing is the defense is really rough. Like, I one-shot everything, but I feel like a glass cannon more than anything. I take like a lot of damage, especially from shadow assassins. So I deal 1.2 million, I think that was, and we really don't have that many blessings. And we're not having a tank right now either, so. But we kill them so fast, it doesn't really matter. But we do have catacombs like 31 or something, so for floor 3 this should be pretty easy. But we're doing around 1.2 million damage with this armor set right now. So let's swap over to our Maxor set and see how it does. 1.7, so that is a pretty big damage increase, but I have 50% stat bonus on this set because of the stars that I have on it. But I mean, we're literally doing like almost twice the damage. So also our defense is a lot better, so we should not die with Maxor on. We're gonna swap back to Skeleton Lord, keep testing it out. The bone plating helps a lot, just as the archer's main ability, passive ability. So that's gonna help us out quite a bit, at least in the long run. It will save our lives numerous times while we're wearing this set, so not too bad at all. I'm just gonna run through here, grab some secrets, and then we will be on our way. All right, we're in the boss room. Somebody failed a puzzle, so we're not gonna get S+, but let's see how fast we can melt through these guys. They have 1.2 million health. The healthy one does. Should be able to clear them all out pretty quickly. There we go. And we are still in Skeleton Lord set, and we're dealing all this damage super duper easily. Again, I am at a pretty high kata level, so that definitely helped, but we do a lot of damage, like a lot. All right, he's back to the center. Should be able to just insta melt him pretty much. There we go. That was pretty easy. So it's not a bad set, but if you're at the point where you can actually use it, you should be making enough money to where you can buy a better set. So probably not worth getting your hands on, but if you're going for museum, then it's not too terrible. Well, let's see how much it actually is going to go for in the museum. If you have any guesses as to how much it'll go for, go ahead and tell me now. I'm thinking probably 500,000 coins if I had to guess, but now is the moment of truth. Our last skeleton armor set goes into the museum, and its value is 679,000. Okay, that's a lot better than I thought it was gonna say. 180,000 better, but I will take that. I'll take that. So we've now donated 211 items out of 282, and we're almost 3/4 of the way through, so we're getting close. We're getting closer and closer to finishing this series, but there are some pretty expensive pieces that I am not going to be able to get for a while. But anyways, that's all for me today, guys. I hope you did enjoy today's video. If you did, please remember to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. You can also join the Discord in the description, or you can check out my music, which was played in this video. That's also in the description. We're still giving out the OG role in the Discord. We're only giving it out until we hit 1,000 subs, so your time is limited to take advantage of that. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. I'll see you in the next episode of Museum Mastery. God bless.